Hello, and welcome back to another useful and friendly episode of Super English Talks. I'm very happy you're here today. Thank you for joining me. My name is Jara. This podcast is for English learners like you. Maybe you are learning English for work, for school, or just for fun. No matter the reason, you are doing something good for yourself. Well done. Today we will talk about a simple sentence. Life is not the same for everyone. We will say it slowly, we will give many examples, and we will think about what it means. The English will be simple. You can listen again and again to practice. What does the sentence mean? When we say life is not the same for everyone, we mean each person's life is different. Not everyone has the same home, the same job, or the same chance to learn. People live in different places. People have different families. People have different problems and different joys. Short examples. Some people live in big houses. Some people do not have a home. Some children go to school every day. Some children work to help their families. Some people have a lot of money. Some people have very little money. Some people are healthy. Some people are ill. Some people feel safe where they live. Some people do not feel safe. Why is life different? There are many reasons why life is different for different people. Here are some simple reasons. Where a person is born. A baby born in one country can have a very different life from a baby born in another country. Family money. Money can change a person's life. It can change schools, food, and healthcare. Health. If a person is sick, life is harder. If a person is healthy, life is easier. Chance and time. Sometimes things happen by chance. A storm, a job opening, or a help from a friend can change life. Laws and safety. Some places are safe. Some places have conflict or war. This changes life a lot. How can we use this topic to learn English? This topic helps you in 3 ways. Vocabulary. You learn words people use when they talk about life, work, school, and family. Understanding. When you learn about different lives, you understand other people better. This helps you be kind and helpful. Thinking in English. If you think about this topic in English, your speaking will become more natural. Practice speaking. Repeat with me. Say each sentence slowly. Pause after each one and repeat. Life is not the same for everyone. Some people have a house. Some people do not. Some children go to school. Some children work. We can be kind and helpful to others. Try to make your own sentences. For example, my friend works every day. Or, my brother goes to school. Say your sentences out loud. Words to know, simple meanings. Life, how a person lives every day. Home, the place where a person lives. School, the place where children learn. Work, the activities people do to earn money. Help, to make things easier for someone. Short questions for you. Where do you learn English? Do you have brothers or sisters? Do they go to school? Can you think of a way to help someone in your town? What can we learn from this idea? When we know that life is different for everyone, we become more kind. We can listen to other people's stories. We can say, I understand, or how can I help? We can also be thankful for the things we have. And we can try to help others when we can. Summary, simple and clear. Life is not the same for everyone. People have different homes, jobs, schools, and health. There are many reasons for these differences. Learning about this helps your English and helps you be kind. Some people live an easy life. Some people live a hard life. Some people are rich. Some people are poor. Some people are healthy. Some people are sick. This simple sentence reminds us that every person's life is different in many ways. Let's look at some examples to understand this better. Imagine two children. One child lives in a big house in a rich country. She goes to a good school. She has many toys, books, and healthy food every day. She has loving parents who support her and help her study. Now think about another child. This child lives in a small village with no school nearby. His family does not have much money. He wakes up early every morning to help his parents work. Sometimes there is not enough food to eat. These two children are the same age, but their lives are very different. This is what we mean when we say, life is not the same for everyone. Let's take another example. Imagine two men. One man has a good job in a big company. He travels for work. He uses the internet every day. He speaks many languages. He has many opportunities to grow. The other man lives in a small town. He has never left his country. He works very hard every day just to earn a little money. He never had the chance to go to university. Both men are good people. Both men are hardworking. But their lives are very different because they had different chances. Again, this shows us, life is not the same for everyone. We can also think about health. Some people are born with strong, healthy bodies. They can walk, run, and play easily. But other people are born with problems. Maybe they cannot see. Maybe they cannot walk. Maybe they are sick often and need help. These people live with challenges every day that others do not even think about. Even in health, life is not the same for everyone. Something simple like where you are born also makes a big difference. A person born in a safe country may never worry about war or danger. But someone born in a country with conflict or violence may grow up with fear. They may not have safety, good schools, or even clean water. Many people take these things for granted, but not everyone has them. Now I want you to think about your own life. You have your own story. You have your own problems. You also have your own good things. Maybe you had to work very hard to be where you are today. Or maybe you are lucky to have things that many people do not have. Either way, your life is special. Your life is different from someone else's life. And that is okay. That is how the world is. This idea is not meant to make you sad. It is not only about rich and poor or good and bad. It is about understanding that we are all walking different roads. Some roads are smooth. Some roads are rough. Some roads are long. Some roads are short. But no two people walk exactly the same road. That is the deep meaning of the sentence. Life is not the same for everyone. When we understand this, something changes inside us. We start to see people in a new way. We stop comparing ourselves all the time. We stop asking, why does he have more than me? Or why is her life better than mine? Instead, we begin to accept that life is not always fair or equal. That is just how life works. But this does not mean we should give up. It does not mean we stop trying. It means we learn to be kind to others. It means we learn to be patient with our own journey. So remember this, life is not the same for everyone. When we understand this deeply, we become better people. We become more thankful. We become more understanding. And most of all, we become more human. Different lives, different challenges. Now that we understand the meaning of the sentence, life is not the same for everyone, let's talk more about how people live different lives. Every person in the world has a unique story. No two lives are exactly the same. Some people live in big cities, while others live in small villages. Some people are rich and some are poor. Some people have many opportunities, and others have very few. These differences shape how people live, what they can do, and what kinds of problems they face every day. Rich and poor. Let's start with the difference between rich and poor. A rich person usually has a more comfortable life. They may live in a large house. They may drive a nice car. They often eat healthy food every day. If they feel sick, they can go to the doctor quickly. They can also travel to other countries for holidays. Their children go to good schools and often have many toys, books, and chances to learn. They don't need to worry much about basic things like food, water, or clothes. Of course, rich people still have problems, but their problems are usually different. Now think about a poor person. Their life is very different. They may live in a small house, or sometimes they may not have a house at all. They have to work very hard just to survive. They may not have enough money to buy food or medicine. Their children may not go to school because the family needs them to work and help at home. Poor people face stress and struggle every single day. They often do not have many choices. Their life is not only harder, it is also more limited. They may dream of a better life, but reaching that dream is very difficult. So here we see, life is not the same for everyone. City and village. Now let's think about the difference between life in the city and life in the village. A person living in a big city usually has access to many things. There are schools, hospitals, shops, buses, trains, and the internet. Life in the city moves fast. People are busy, and there are many chances to learn, to work, and to meet new people. But city life also has problems. There is noise. There is traffic. There is pollution. And sometimes, even with millions of people around, a person in the city can feel very lonely. In a village, life is usually quieter and slower. People often know each other. They help each other more. The air is cleaner. Life feels more connected to nature. But village life also has challenges. Many villages do not have good schools or hospitals. Sometimes there is no internet, no good roads, or no public transport. People in villages may need to travel long distances just to find basic services. So again, we see, life is not the same for everyone. A short story. Let me share a small story to make this idea more real. Imagine two girls, Sarah and Amina. Sarah lives in a modern city. She wakes up in her comfortable bedroom. She takes a hot shower, eats breakfast, and goes to her private school. She has a computer, a mobile phone, and many books. After school, she goes to music class or swimming lessons. She does her homework using the internet, and at night she sleeps in a warm, quiet room. Now think about Amina. She lives in a small village, far from the city. Her family is poor. Her school is very far from her home. She walks 2 kilometers every day just to reach her classroom. Her classroom has no computers, and sometimes there is no electricity. After school, she helps her mother cook, clean, or take care of her younger brothers and sisters. Sarah and Amina are both young girls. They're both smart. They are both full of dreams. But their daily lives are very different. Their challenges are very different. This story helps us see clearly, life is not the same for everyone. At night, Amina studies under a small light if there is power. Both girls are smart. Both want to learn. But their lives are not the same. Their challenges are different. Sarah's biggest problem might be getting a good grade in music class. Amina's problem might be walking to school when it rains. Another example could be 2 young men, John and Ahmed. John lives in a country where jobs are easy to find. He finished school and quickly got a good job. He works in an office, has health insurance, and gets paid holidays. He can save money and plan for the future. Ahmed, however, lives in a country with high unemployment. Even though he finished university, he cannot find a job. He sends his resume to many companies, but receives no answer. He feels tired and worried. His dream is to help his family, but he does not have the chance. These examples help us understand how different lives come with different challenges. Even when two people have the same dream, the road they walk to reach that dream is not the same. Some people walk on a flat road. Others must climb a steep mountain. This does not mean one person is better than the other. It only shows us that life gives different situations to different people. When we understand this, we become more kind. We stop judging others. We stop saying things like, if I can do it, they can do it too. Because not everyone starts from the same place. Everyone is fighting their own battle, even if we cannot see it. So next time you meet someone, remember, their life may be very different from yours. Their problems may be bigger than they show. Their strength may be greater than you think. Life is not the same for everyone. And because of that, we should treat others with patience and understanding. Why is life different for people? Now, let's go deeper and ask an important question. Why is life different for people? Why do some people have easier lives while others face more problems? Why do some people get many chances while others get very few? These are big questions, but today we will try to answer them in a simple way. There are many reasons why people's lives are different. Let's look at some of the main ones. Family background, country or environment, health, education, opportunities. 1. Family background. A person's life often begins with their family. Some people are born into rich or educated families. Their parents can give them food, clothes, a safe home, and good schools. They grow up with many things already prepared for them. On the other hand, some people are born into poor families. Their parents may work very hard but still earn little money. These children may not have enough food, toys, or books. Sometimes they have to grow up quickly and help their family with work or take care of younger brothers and sisters. So the family we are born into can make a big difference in how life begins for each person. 2. Country or environment. The country or place we are born in also shapes our life. Some people are born in peaceful countries with clean water, good hospitals, safe streets, and strong schools. They grow up with protection and more chances to study and succeed. Others are born in countries with war, poverty, or corruption. They may not feel safe. They may not have good schools or hospitals. They may grow up with fear, hunger, or lack of support. Even something simple like clean drinking water is not available for everyone. So again, we see life is not the same for everyone. But some people are born in countries where there is war, poverty, or political problems. Maybe there are no jobs. Maybe schools are very far away. Some people live in places with natural disasters like floods, droughts, or earthquakes. Their daily life is more difficult, and they must fight just to survive. Again, this is not something we choose. We do not choose where we are born. But where we are born can change our life completely. Health. Another big reason is health. Health is one of the most important parts of life. Some people are born healthy and strong. They can play, work, study, and travel without problems. They do not think much about their body because it works well. But other people are born with sickness or disabilities. Some may not be able to walk, hear, or see. Others may need expensive medicine or long treatments. For them, even simple things can take more time and effort. A healthy person may not think twice about walking to the store. But for someone in a wheelchair, this same task can be a big challenge. So health also creates big differences between people's lives. Education. Now let's talk about education. Education gives people the power to grow and change their life. When someone goes to school, learns to read and write, and studies new subjects, they can get better jobs and make better choices. Education opens the mind and opens many doors. But not everyone gets the same education. Some children live in areas where there are no schools at all. Others go to schools that are very poor. Maybe the classrooms are too crowded or the teachers are not trained well. In other places, children go to schools with books, computers, and good buildings. They have teachers who are ready to help them. So even in learning, people have very different experiences. A person who finishes university may find many doors open, while someone who never finished school may struggle to find any good job. Opportunities. And finally, let's talk about opportunities. This word means the chances or options a person has in life. Opportunities are not the same for everyone. Some people have many doors open. They can choose what to study, where to work, and how to spend their time. Others have very few doors. Maybe they must accept any job just to earn money. Maybe they must leave school early to support their family. Sometimes people don't even know that better opportunities exist because no one around them ever had those chances. Opportunities depend on many things: money, location, gender, social class, and sometimes even luck. Putting it all together. So when we look at all these reasons, family, country, health, education, and opportunities, we start to understand why life is not equal for everyone. People do not all begin life from the same place. Some people have a head start. Others must work much harder just to reach the starting line. This does not mean success is impossible for people with hard lives. Many people succeed even with great struggles, but their path is more difficult. They may need more time, more strength, and more support. What this teaches us. Understanding these reasons helps us stop making quick judgments about others. It helps us become more kind, more patient, and more thankful for what we already have. When we meet someone who is struggling, we should remember, we don't know their full story. Maybe they are doing their best with the little they have. Maybe they are fighting battles we cannot see. Life is full of differences. That is part of what makes it beautiful, but also challenging. The more we understand these differences, the more we can help build a world that is fairer, more supportive, and more caring for everyone. Being thankful and understanding others. Now that we've talked about why life is different for people, let's talk about something very important: being thankful for what we have and understanding other people's situations. These two things can really change how we see the world. They can change how we treat others. And they can even make our own lives better. Being thankful, gratitude. In English, we often use the word grateful. Grateful means feeling happy and thankful for the good things we already have. Sometimes, when we see other people who have more than us, more money, a better house, a better job, or more freedom, we feel sad or jealous. We ask ourselves, why don't I have that? Why is my life so hard compared to theirs? But here's something to think about. Even if your life is not perfect, there are always things to be thankful for. Maybe you have a family who loves you. Maybe you have food to eat every day. Maybe you have a healthy body or the chance to go to school. Or maybe it is something as simple as the ability to listen to this podcast and learn English. These things may look small, but they are not small to everyone. Some people in the world wish they had what you have right now. Being thankful does not mean we stop dreaming or stop working for a better life. It just means we do not forget to notice the good things we already have. When we stop for a moment and say, I'm thankful for my home, or I'm thankful for this day, it changes how we feel. Gratitude brings peace to the mind and makes life feel lighter. Practice with me. Repeat after me, I am thankful for my life today. Again, I am thankful for what I have. Gratitude is a powerful tool, and all of us can practice it, no matter how difficult life feels. Understanding others, empathy. Now let's talk about another important idea, understanding others. The word we often use is empathy. Empathy means trying to feel what another person feels. It means imagining what life is like for someone else. When we have empathy, we do not judge people quickly. We do not say, "He is lazy. She should try harder." Instead, we ask, "What might this person be going through? What if I were in their place?" Let's imagine an example. You see a man working as a cleaner in a big office building. At first you may think, "Oh, he has a simple job." But if you stop and think, maybe he works 12 hours a day to care for his family. Maybe he never had the chance to go to school. Maybe he is doing his very best every single day. When we try to understand his story, we begin to respect him more. That is empathy. Empathy helps us connect with people. It helps us be better friends, better family members, better neighbors, and even better citizens of the world. It also reminds us that everyone has their own problems. Some people smile on the outside, but inside they feel tired, sad, or lonely. Some people are quiet, but inside they are strong and brave. We never know someone's full story, so we should always be kind. Reflection question for you. Can you think of one person in your life you could show more empathy to? What we can learn from this. Social media and television often show us perfect lives. We see beautiful houses, expensive clothes, happy families, and smiling faces. Everything looks easy and perfect. But we must remember something very important. Real life is not always like that. Most people do not share their pain. They do not post about their worries, their sadness, or their problems. So when we compare our real life with all its ups and downs to someone else's perfect photo, we may start to feel bad. We may think our life is not good enough. But that photo is only one moment. It is not the full story. It is not their whole life. When we understand this truth, we stop comparing so much. We stop feeling jealous. And we start focusing more on our own path. Gratitude and empathy together. Gratitude and empathy can live together in our hearts. These two things are like two strong wings that help us fly higher in life. When we are thankful for our life, we feel more peaceful. We notice what we already have instead of crying for what we don't have. And when we are understanding of others, we feel more connected to people. We see them as humans like us, each with their own struggles and dreams. Together, gratitude and empathy make us more human. And they help make the world a better place, even in small ways. For example, when you are thankful, you are more likely to help someone else. Maybe you give food to a hungry person. Maybe you listen to a friend who feels sad. Maybe you speak kindly to someone who feels alone. These actions may look small, but they come from a big heart. And when many people practice these small acts of kindness, our communities become stronger, kinder, and more hopeful. A simple practice. So the next time you feel that life is unfair, stop for a moment. Take a slow breath. Then think of something you are thankful for. It can be very simple. You might say, "I am thankful for my family. I am thankful for my bed. I am thankful for this new day." After that, look at the people around you. Ask yourself, what might their life be like? What problems could they be hiding? How can I help or support them today, even in a small way? These simple thoughts can make a big difference, not just in your English learning journey, but in your whole life. Lessons we can take. Now, let's ask one more important question. What can we learn from all of this? The first lesson is simple but powerful. Don't compare yourself too much to others. In life, it's easy to look at someone else and feel bad. Maybe they have more money. Maybe they look more successful. Maybe their life seems perfect from the outside. But remember, everyone has their own struggles. You cannot always see them. And they also cannot see the struggles you have already overcome. So when we stop comparing and instead focus on our own journey, we feel more peaceful. We learn to respect our own story. The second lesson is this: life is not always fair, but we can still choose kindness. Yes, some people have more chances than others. Some are lucky, some are not. That is reality. But we can always choose how we react. We can choose to be kind even when life is hard. We can choose to help others even if we don't have much. Being kind does not always need money. It only needs a good heart. A kind word, a smile, a helping hand, these things are free. When we remember that life is not the same for everyone, we stop judging others quickly. We become softer, more patient, and more understanding. And this is exactly what the world needs: more people who care, more people who try to understand. The third lesson is the value of gratitude. When we understand how difficult life can be for some people, we begin to see the good things in our own life more clearly. Maybe you have food every day. Maybe you have clean water to drink. Maybe you have a bed and a safe place to sleep. These are not small things. These are blessings, even if we sometimes forget. When we feel thankful for what we already have, we stop always wanting more. We start to feel satisfied and more peaceful. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. So, to put it simply, don't compare too much. Choose kindness. Practice gratitude. These 3 lessons can change not just your English learning, but your whole life. Lessons from life is not same for everyone. It helps us enjoy the present moment instead of always chasing the next thing. Another important lesson we can learn is about strength and respect. Sometimes we look at people who are poor, people who are struggling, and we think they are weak. But that is not true. Many of these people are actually very strong. Their strength is quiet. Their strength is not always visible, but it is real. Think about someone who works 12 hours a day just to buy food for their family. Think about a mother who raises her children alone with no help from anyone. Think about a student who studies by candlelight because there is no electricity in their home. These people are not weak. They are powerful in ways we do not always see. They fight battles every day that we may never know about. So we learn to respect people for their strength, even if their life looks simple, even if their life looks small from the outside. Every small action matters. Another lesson is this: every small action matters. Maybe we cannot change the whole world. Maybe we cannot fix every problem. But we can do small things with love. We can help one person. We can speak kindly. We can share what we have, even if it is little. These small actions may not look big, but they can make someone's day better. And when we repeat them again and again, they become part of who we are. They become our way of making the world a little bit better, one person at a time. In jobs, schools, and communities. This idea that life is not same for everyone can also help us in our jobs, our schools, and our communities. For example, if you are a teacher, this idea can help you understand your students better. Not all students come from the same background. Some may need more support. Some may need more time. If you are a worker, it helps you work better with your team. You begin to see people with new eyes, with more patience and care. If you are a student, you start to respect your classmates. You stop making fun of others, because you understand that every person has a different story. This lesson also helps us grow emotionally. We learn to be more mature, more emotionally strong. Instead of always asking, "Why is life unfair?" we begin to ask, "What can I do with the life I have?" We stop focusing only on what is outside of our control, and we start focusing on what is inside our control, our words, our actions, and our choices. This gives us power. And this gives us peace. Putting it all together. So when we put it all together, from this one simple idea, life is not same for everyone, we learn many deep lessons. We learn not to compare ourselves too much. We learn to be kind. We learn to be thankful. We learn to respect others. We learn that small actions matter. We learn to live with more heart, more care, and more strength. And the beautiful thing is that these lessons are not difficult. You do not need to be rich. You do not need to be famous. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to stop for a moment, think, and choose to act with kindness in your daily life. Whether you are at school, at work, at home, or in a new country learning English, these lessons will help you connect with others. They will also help you feel more at peace with yourself. A final reflection. So ask yourself, what can I do today to be more thankful? Who can I understand better? How can I be a little kinder, even if life is not easy? These are good questions to carry with you, not just for today, but for every day. And now we have come to the end of today's episode. Let's take a moment to review what we learned together. Our topic today was life is not same for everyone. It is a short sentence, but it carries a big meaning. We started by understanding what this sentence means, that every person has a different life with different problems, chances, and experiences. From there, we learned many lessons: gratitude, empathy, kindness, respect, patience, and strength. If we carry these lessons with us, we can make our own lives better and also make the world around us a kinder place. We learned that no two lives are the same, and that's okay. We saw the many ways life can be different. Some people live in big cities, others in small villages. Some are born into wealth, others grow up in poverty. Some enjoy good health, while others face illness. Family, education, and environment all shape the chances and struggles we face. Then we talked about being thankful for what we have. Even if life is not perfect, there is always something to appreciate. We also explored empathy, trying to feel what life is like for others. With empathy, we become more patient, more kind, and more human. And finally, we asked what lessons we can take from this. We learn not to compare ourselves too much. We learn to respect others. We learned that even in hard times, we can still choose kindness, strength, and gratitude. These lessons go beyond English. They are lessons for life, for every country, every situation. Before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with one simple question. What is one thing in your life that you are thankful for today? It doesn't need to be something big. Maybe it's your family, your health, a friend, your job, or even this moment of learning English. Try to answer it in a full English sentence. This is not only good practice, but also a way to grow your positive thinking. Thank you for joining me today on Super English Talks. I hope this episode gave you not just new words, but also a new way to see life. Remember, the more you listen, the more you learn. The more you practice, the more confident you become. You can always come back, listen again, pause, repeat, and practice your pronunciation. You can write down new words and try them in your own sentences. Every small step counts. I'm proud of you for choosing to learn something meaningful today. Keep going, keep practicing, and most of all, keep growing as a kind and thoughtful person. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.